The problems creating the climate crisis are huge, and it's easy to get overwhelmed.
It's too overwhelming and we're already in too deep. It's like if you owe your bookie $1,000, you're like, okay, I got to pay this dude back. But if you owe your bookie $1 million, you're like, I guess I'm just going to die.
There are over 7 billion people on our planet, and we're each just one person. Most of us aren't elected officials, billionaires, climate scientists, or CEOs. So can we really make a difference in the fight against climate change? Yeah, we can. Given the enormous carbon footprints of Americans, our choices are some of the most powerful in the world. If you signed up for this challenge, it means you're at least vaguely interested in living more sustainably. Or maybe you're a family member or a good friend for whom interested is a bit of a stretch. But you are at least open to learning more about a little project that I've been working on. Thanks, y'all. It's probably become clear by now that I'm not a real sustainability expert. Some folks may think that isn't a great way to gain the confidence of others, but I hope it's part of what will make this helpful. It's coming from a regular person on an imperfect journey to live more sustainably, and it's created for other regular people on imperfect journeys. Maybe that's you. Over the last several years, my concern about the climate crisis has grown, and I felt like I wanted to do something. But just when I would start to learn more about sustainable living and think it felt sort of doable, someone somewhere had to go and advocate for dumpster diving in the back of the Safeway for expired Brussels sprouts, or advocate for switching to reusable toilet paper. Yes, it's a thing.
Because it helps to save the environment, you guys. It's really no big deal, and like I said, it's not even that gross.
And so I was out. I mean, good on you if that's your thing. It just isn't mine. My thing was that I wanted to better educate myself on some of the big issues around the climate crisis, and I wanted to get down to really practical things that I could do in my own life that didn't require me to live completely off-grid, grow out my armpit hair, and harvest my own turnips. There are some things that I'm just not doing. I'm not dumpster diving if I haven't made that clear yet. I'm not using reusable toilet paper. I think we've established that. I'm also not ready to be a vegan or completely give up travel to avoid carbon emissions. And I don't think asking people to do that is how we best tackle this thing anyway. You already know that I don't believe individual action is enough. The bulk of our emissions comes from the larger systems in which we live, so we have to have political action and system change. But I also believe that in order to get a critical mass of people pushing for systemic change, more people need to be making some personal changes themselves. So that's what I've been trying to do as a regular person on my imperfect journey. And there are many things I can do. I've been pleased to realize there are some things I already do. There are other things that have been easy to do with just a little additional effort. And there are a handful of shifts that have taken more time and required a lot more from me. But isn't that where they say the real magic happens? You know where else magic happens? On your couch. You can start there. Unsubscribe from junk mail. Unplug your chargers when you aren't using them. Talk to your friends about the climate crisis. Turn off the lights. Oh wait, you might have to get up for that one. When you're ready to get off the couch, see what you can do around the rest of your home. Put more veggies on that plate. Waste less food. Try composting. Install solar panels. Make some laundry or bathroom swaps. Send as little as you can to the landfill. Be sure what's in your recycle bin can actually be recycled in your city. Then consider what you can do outside of your home. Take public transportation. Frequent your local farmer's market or join a CSA. Shop secondhand or consignment. Plant a tree or garden. Vote. Hell, run for office. Join a protest. We're all creatures of habit. We tend to wake up at the same time each day, brush our teeth, have morning coffee, and follow the same patterns every day. So how do we effectively change our habits to be more sustainable? Are you asking me? I don't know. If I knew how to change habits, I'd be working out every day. I sure hope you didn't expect me to wrap this whole thing up with an answer to that. I can only leave you with a few things that I've learned on my own journey that are helpful reminders for me and may be helpful to you as well. I've learned not to beat myself up when I can't do everything all at once. I'm far less likely not to change anything when I think the bar is changing everything. Instead, I do what I can do, and when I can do it, I do more. I've learned that this can't just be about what I'm not doing and what I'm giving up. If it's all about austerity and sacrifice, it ain't happening. It has to be more about what I am doing and what I'm gaining, less about restrictions and more about living out a desire to do good. There has to be some gratitude, learning, even joy. They, whoever they are, say that if you set your goals based on outcomes, you probably won't be able to stick with them. If you truly want to make a change, you should focus instead on your vision for the future, for the world, for yourself. You should think of your values. I'll save you the boring details and just say that I've thought a lot about the world that I want to see, how I want to show up in it, and the future that I want Savi to live in. So I think about it kind of like this. My driving goal isn't to never use another plastic straw in my entire life. Instead, I try to say no to plastic straws as often as I can because of the vision I have for a healthy planet and for care and connection between people. That is the desire that drives me to live more sustainably, to try to change some habits and adopt new ones. I always wondered why somebody didn't do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody. I've always liked that Lily Tomlin quote. It sums up nicely the greatest lesson that I've learned and the thing that I most often remind myself. And it's a simple one. Don't wait for somebody else to do something about the climate crisis. You are somebody. Do something.